Swift Challenger 540. We're just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll take you through this in person here on site. In the front locker, we have the gas bottle with the gas pipe work going up to the regulator, and the regulator with the pipe work going down to the bottle is a reverse thread fitment. You can carry a maximum of 2 6-kilogram propane gas bottles on the caravan at any point. In the front locker, you have your leg winder to stabilise the caravan while it is in sight, and the stabilising legs are only there to stabilise the van and not lift the caravan. I'll point those out as we go around the caravan. On the side of the caravan, you have your leg winder, or your where you'd wind the legs down from, just here, and that, like I said, they are just there for stabilising the van. You've then got your Truma heating and hot water flue, which is there to allow the heating system to breathe when it has been operated. You need to remove that cover before you ignite anything on gas inside the caravan. You've then got your water pump connection, which has a blue trigger on the back, which you'll release at the back here and then push into place, and the water pickup pipe itself drops down inside the aqua roll. I'll show you how to fill that once we go inside the caravan. You need to make sure that pipe is connected and in the aqua roll before you try and turn the water pump on. You've then got your battery box with your mains power lead coming into the side of the caravan, and that is connected to the mains power on site. You'll also see there's a red key behind there, and that red key is essentially there to allow the motor mover to have power going to it. We've then got our 2 fridge vents, and the 2 fridge vents are very simply there to allow the the fridge system to breathe. So it'll allow some hot air to come out and take some cool air in. Behind one of these is also a gas flue for when the fridge is running on gas. We've then got the motor mover and wheel nuts. We're going to torque the wheel nuts before the caravan leaves site, and we'll also demonstrate the motor mover so you can see it is working correctly. At the front of the caravan you have your aqua roll, and then at the back of the caravan you have your waste pipe. So essentially the fresh water that goes in the front down there has to come out somewhere, and with your super startup pack you'll see there is 2 bits of grey pipe that go into these larger diameter holes here on the outside, and then the waste master, they'll drop into the top of that particular tank, and that will allow the wastewater to come out. The idea is that that holds 40 litres at the front, and so does your waste tank that goes on the floor down here. At the back of the caravan here you have your toilet flush tank, so you'll open this up. This is for the toilet system. You'll open that up, drop the flap down, and you'll put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. So in the bottom here of the toilet waste cassette, as you can see, you've got an orange handle that allows you to pull the cassette out. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And then you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. So I'd advise you press that button in once you've got this neck turned out and before you start tipping the waste away. In that cassette you'll need to put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. On the back of the caravan on the other side, you've got 2 wind down legs to stabilise the van again. Like I said at the front, they are just there for stabilising and not lifting, because it could damage the floor of the caravan. At the back of the caravan on this side, you've got a storage locker for underneath the bed at the rear of the van, and you can access that from inside the caravan. At the front of the van, you've got a 3-pin socket to allow power out to your awning. You've got a storage locker for underneath your front seating area, barbecue gas point, and your wind down leg. As you can see, we're now on the inside of the caravan. To get the control panel to come on above the door, you'll need to have either your 12-volt battery fully charged or the mains power lead come into the caravan. You'll press the power button. At the top here, it'll come up with an indicator saying you've got mains power coming from the site to the caravan, or if you're connected to the car, you'll have an orange light from the car and a green light on the caravan. You've got your leisure battery voltage on the left-hand side here, and you've also got an indicator to say how much power is coming from the car you're towing with and charging the battery on board the van. You then got your water pump run, which I'll come back to in a moment. I'm just going to turn that off for a second, and the view levels will allow both of these to light up depending on what power source you have connected. To fill the water system on board the caravan, the first thing you need to do is open all the taps on the hot side of the water system. As you can see here, taps are open. We're then going to come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan, and we're going to need to make sure that the yellow valve that you can see just in view there is parallel with the floor. As long as that valve is parallel with the floor, you'll be able to warm the water up, you'll be able to fill the water system up on board the caravan. If that valve is upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, it will drain all of the water out of the system on board the caravan onto the floor underneath. So once that valve is parallel with the floor, you can come over to the main control panel above the door, press the water pump button, and then the water system will start filling up. Once the water system is full, you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan. As you can see, the water system is now full. It's actually already warm. And we're going to turn the tap back off once all of the water system is full. So you do every tap on board the caravan. So that's a sink in the kitchen, sink in the washroom, and the shower tap in the shower area. Once that is completely full, you can then start thinking about warming the water on board the caravan. Now you have two ways of doing this. And up in this cabinet above the seating area on the right hand side, you'll see the controls for this. I'm just going to walk you through what you've got on here first. On the top right hand side, you've got your 240 trip switches with the test button here. If you're on site and you're not sure if you've got mains power coming to the caravan, you can hit the test button. And if this doesn't drop down, then it means there is no mains coming into the van. If it drops down when you press the test button, it means there's mains power coming into the van. You've got reverse polarity for when you're in some European countries, charger, space heater. For the heating system, you do need to have all three of these on at the bottom here. So you've got your charger on, your space heater on, and your electric water heater. If you don't have water in the system on board the caravan, then you do not have this one turned on. That is your water heater on electric, and you would need to have this pressed in so it warms the water up when it is connected to mains power. You then got your radio, that's in the book pack that's in the front of the caravan here. System shutdown, that allows you to isolate all of the electrical systems on board the caravan. Then at the bottom, you have your 12 volt fuses for the 12 volt systems on board the caravan, very similar to what you have in your car. And in the back of the cabinet here, you'll find there's a list for the 240 trip switches and the 12 volt fuses on board the caravan. Like I said, this is the hot water switch, so that does need to be on for the water system to warm up on electric. If you want to warm the water up on gas, you have a second control panel on the right hand side of the caravan just before you get to the bed. The idea of this switch here is to allow the gas systems to run. To operate the water heater on gas, you just need to spin the dial round to the gas symbol at the bottom here. The green light indicates you have got gas ignited, or it's trying to ignite. If it stays ignited and there's no red light that appears, then it means it has ignited on gas. If the red light appears, it means it has failed to ignite on gas. If you want to control the water temperature of the caravan on gas, then you have a dial here between 30 and 70 degrees of water temperature, and we do advise you use this for boosting the water system while you're showering on board the caravan. To turn the gas supply back off, you spin it to the dial here, spin the dial right round to the 0 position on the side. One thing to remember with this is that you do need to make sure, one thing to remember with this is that it is controlled by the temperature dial on the front here, whereas the electric side is a preset temperature of around 35 to 40 degrees. Below that, you have the controls for the heating on board the caravan that controls the heater down here. So depending on what caravan site you're on, you'll select either 500, 1000 or 2000 watts. You'll spin the dial on the outside to the correct power supply down the side, whether it be 500, 1000 or 2000, and the way you'll know how to set this is to ask the caravan site when you arrive on your holiday. You control the temperature of the heater on the dial in the centre here between 1 and 9. The higher you have this, the more heat you'll have inside the caravan. On the top of the heater itself, you have a dial, a bit like you have in your car, to control your fan speed on the blown air. So you can turn this between 1 and 5, 5 being the highest setting and 1 being the lowest. The dot in the centre here indicates the heat is going to come out the front of the heater. The wave symbol on the left hand side indicates it's going to come out the vents around the caravan, so it doesn't, so it blows the air around the system, and it will be continuous blown air when it's coming out them vents. If you want it on automatic blown air, so it cuts in and out with the thermostat on board the van, you need to have it on the A on the right hand side. If it's back in the centre, the heat will be back out the centre of the heater again. To control the gas heating on board the caravan, you need to spin this dial around on the left hand side between 10 and 9. hold down the gas valve with the gas bottle turned on, and then you'll have a pilot light. Just where you see that flickering at the moment, it won't ignite at the moment because the gas bottle's not turned on, but that is essentially your pilot light you can see just there. When it has ignited, you'll slowly release the gas valve, and then you'll control the temperature of the heater on the dial on top. To turn off the gas supply, you'll turn it back to the 0 on this side. To operate the fridge, you've got the button on the front here that allows the fridge to come on to the power button. You can then have either mains 240 volt and control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the right hand side. The more bars that are lit up, the colder the fridge will be. If you press the button on the left hand side, it will allow you to go to 12 volt mode for when you're towing down the road. So when it's connected to the car, it'll allow the fridge to work as a cool box. If the cool box, it will only work as a cool box if you connect it to the car. It will not work as a cool box on the 12 volt supply on board the caravan. So it's a 12 volt supply supplied by your car from the connection on the back. You then got your gas option just here. The gas option is for when you're off grid, for instance. You can have the gas bottle turned on. Again, it will self-ignite on gas. If it is ignited on gas, the blue light here is your pilot light. And if it fails to ignite, this will be a flashing blue light with a 9 and a spanner symbol just here to indicate it has failed. You can also run the fridge on 240 mains. So again, you'd press the button on the left hand side, allow it to go to the 240 mode, and then you'll be able to control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the right hand side, the same as you can on gas. Microwave, hob, grill and oven all work very much the same as your household appliances with your igniter on the front. The only thing to remember with the cookeries is that the electric ring or the hob on top here, the electric ring will only work if you're on 240 mains. Going through into the bathroom now, you have the toilet. On the toilet, top of it, you have an electric flush for the toilet system. You have a red light on top here to indicate when the toilet waste cassette is also completely full, so that will illuminate red. The toilet seat itself, again, turns for your convenience and points straight across the caravan when you want to release the toilet cassette from out the side of the van. Obviously, you can turn it when you're using it. And then below the toilet, you have a grey waste flap, which you need to push completely away from you to allow the toilet waste cassette to be open. And when you're trying to remove the toilet waste cassette from underneath the van, you need to make sure this flap is back in the central position. If you do have the toilet seat turned at all, or the grey waste flap open, then it could actually potentially break the toilet waste cassette when you try to remove it from underneath the caravan. So this is the Swift Challenger 540. If you have any further questions on the van, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site later today. Thank you for now. Bye bye.